Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. I'm still Dave. Alright, this is the second footage that I mentioned in the last video. There were three pieces that I had and I was going to merge them. This is the second piece right here. First, I put more plans up on the website for those who want to pull and get dimensions. The wonderful, useless to me, feral puller is up there and all the dimensions. That little dovetail cutter that I made to do the test indicator holders. The x-axis here on the lathe, there you guys have seen the motors into the lead screw there. That coupling that I made that goes in there is now up on the website. And the tool holders that I have on these guys, there. All the dimensions and stuff for that. The Harbor Freight is up on the website for you guys. I was watching a YouTube video the other night and I've always been wondering what's the difference between beveling and chamfering. And this guy mentioned it, was a machinist. He says if you're on the lathe, it's round stock and you chamfer round stock. If you're on the mill, it's square stock and you're beveling it. So I still can't find anything any place that really differentiates between the two, but that's trivia, I guess. What else have we got here? Oh yeah, Amazon. I had stumbled across another insert for the 3/8 tool pieces. There's an Ultradex TPMT 2151. You get 10 of them for like $10, $11. I checked it on the Ultradex website and they're $8.26 a piece. So I think they mispriced it on Amazon. So if you guys are interested, you got the 3/8 set, go check it out. The set, when you look at it on Ultradex, DEX, it says it's for finishing. So I figured, yeah, for $10, let me try it, see what it does. I don't know. Alright, the footage that you're about to see is a chain reaction that started because of Paul. Paul emailed me and asked me politely if I would do a video on threading on the lathe. And I apologized because I said I don't have a tool to do external threading. You guys have seen I bought the internal one. But I didn't have the external one at the time, and so I couldn't do anything to help him out. But I did continue to think about it, and I wound up just trying to bang out a real quick threading tool out of one of the old Harbor Freight holders, you know, the quarter holder. I just put a 60-degree on it, changed the gears out to thread on the lathe, and tried it, and it was a complete failure. So I put all the gears back the way it was, threw the tool in the trash can, and said, forget it for now. That's what kind of started a bunch of things, because I continued on using the lathe, and then at one point I had engaged the power feed on the back, and it was starting to make a really funny noise, and I'm going, what happened here? And I'm looking around and I realized the coupler came loose. The Loctite gave way and the whole coupler stripped out. That's why I made it out of aluminum, because if anything goes wrong, I want a weak point where I can replace it. And that's why the dimensions are on the website, because I had to make another one. But I figured I may have damaged something someplace, because it started making a funny noise which sounded like it was coming from inside the head. So the footage you're about to see now is me doing an exploratory on the gears and starting to take it all apart, so that I can figure out where the noise is coming from. But here's the footage. Alright, something inside here making a noise that I really don't like when I engage the auto feed. So I think I'm going to just have to really pay attention to the gears. What I'm going to do is just take all of these gears off, clean them up, and then inspect them, make sure there's no wear, because these have been on here forever. So, bring you back when I've got it apart. Actually, I figure I might as well just show taking it apart in case it helps somebody see how things work. Well, that's interesting. Alright. Lots of gears, man. There, I'll just pull this apart. Alright, stick that guy up there. This guy just pulls right off. It's always tight. There. Yeah, I'll probably have to look at that. And there's a little, I need a paper towel over here to try to keep some of this clean. There we go. Here's how I put the junk on. There's a little bushing in here with a keyway in it. Yo, it's loaded with grease. Is that clearing? Wow, that's just clearing that gear. But, alright. So it came off. Keyway's still in there. So it looks like it's not going to go anywhere. So, next guy takes a smaller Allen wrench. Where's the Allen? There it is. Ooh, that's tight. I know one viewer, this guy froze up and seized on the shaft. I have no idea why that would happen though. So that guy comes off. That guy comes right off. Where'd the keyway go? Keyway, oh, it's in there. So this whole thing comes off. Wow, that's really tight. I think I need a wrench to loosen that up. Wow, that's real tight. That might be part of the problem. Forgot which size wrench this took. That's this big bolt down here. That's too big. Down, probably 12 millimeter. Let's see. Yep. Nope. Not a 12, huh? 13 millimeters. Alright. 13 millimeter there, that loosened that up. Yeah, now it comes off easily. The whole centerpiece just falls right out of it. Oh, that is loose. Whoa, that wasn't loose before like that when I was playing with it. Why did it get so loose? That was really snug, so something's happened here. Something's worn. It doesn't look like it though. So I may have to make another bushing. Can't get them too tight. Keyway fell out, so I just put that up there. Alright, so that's all loose. This guy seems like it's fine. I had never messed with this. Alright, well, something's jamming right there. I feel it every time. So I may have some damaged gears here. It's going to take quite a bit to pull that all apart. Bolts look like they have to come out. I wish I could see what's binding there. It's the little one. Let me make a mark on it. Yeah, can't make a mark. Try cleaning it off in one spot. There. Alright, comes around. Yep. Nope. Where is it? That's where it's jamming. Jams right there. Who has got the problem? Well, I guess I get the magnifying glass out and I've got a... Oh, there it is. No, it was just grease. Or is it? Well, magnifying glass time. And clean them up. Alright, I might be pretty lucky here because taking it all apart, I don't see why engaging this would make a noise happen inside. But what I did, all the gears are fine except for the gear that was here, which was the first one. It's got one tooth that's kind of bent over. So I used a little jeweler's file on it and tried to just kind of fix it up So next time I order something from the little machine shop, I'll order another one of those gears and replace it. It should be fine. But what I'm noticing here is, if you can see the belt in there, how much I can turn. This belt is super loose. I'm surprised it was still hanging on. So I've got a motor adjustment here that I got to do. Wow, look at that. You can move this a lot before that belt starts to move. Hopefully there's nothing wrong up in the head. Oh, also I realized I'm missing a bolt. This whole thing is pivoting. So that might be a problem too. Alright, well, I got a little bit more cleanup to do, and I put it back together and see if the sound's gone. Yeah, I forgot to mention there was no grease in here. Seems like the shaft is okay. Doesn't look like any wear or anything on it or slopping, but there was not one bit of grease in here. It's pretty dry. I'm surprised it survived. Alright, well, messing around with this. I guess this guy's got a little chip in it, so I'll be putting that on order. I also wrecked the 80 tooth gear, which I'll get into. But the belt's still really loose, so I'm going to be ordering another belt from the little machine shop here to replace that. It's like 2 years worth of use, but the two outer screws here are attached to the motor. If you loosen up the nuts, you can drop the motor down and then retighten it. The center one is a tilt type thing, so I've got it about as tight as I can get it. I've dropped it all the way down to the very bottom. And on the gears, I can see what I did. You need to loosen this, then do these two gears first, rotating them to make sure they're free. I need to get a wrench in there, because I put the gear on here and put the gear on here, and you can feel it's kind of tough to move. So that's why I wrecked it. Why is that not moving? Oh, that's all the way back. Oh, okay. So where all the gears go? So the wrecked loose one I'm just going to put on this for now, and the other one, yeah, so this is going to go on here. No, this one. Yeah. Why am I not? Oh, because I'm engaged. I don't want to be engaged. That goes on there. Where did the keyway go? Great. Lost a keyway someplace. Oh, there it is. It's stuck in the gear. So I got to get that back in there. This one's nice and tight. There it is. Alright, so that goes on there. Got oil on it. This goes on here. Get on there. There. And the smaller screw. Yeah, this one goes on here. Where's the Allen for that? That's the bigger Allen. Here it is. So that one's set. Probably tighten it up more here later. This is the sloppy one here, but this is where it was too tight. Yeah, I can feel it. It's jamming right there. So I gotta loosen up this back nut and then get them so that they're just like this. They just kind of mesh and there's no force at all. And then bring the arm up and mesh it with that one. So that was my mistake. See, I had messed with the gears because I changed them out to try to do some threading on the machine and put the original ones back, but I had it misadjusted, and so I wound up wiping that one out. This chip is no doubt from an accident where something jammed while I was turning something. So no big. Order that gear, and the timing belt. And while I'm at it, I might as well order a another steel insert that I had shown, because I'm going to be paying for shipping, so throw the insert in there. So that's the update on the lathe. Alright, so as a result of that whole thing, the big learning curve, and the heads up to everyone, is I damaged the large 80 tooth gear and had a nick in the little pinion, which not that big a deal. But I have the timing belt, the 80 tooth, the pinion, and steel insert on order with the little machine shop. Why did the gear wipe out? Because you got to play a game when you're trying to get all these teeth to match up. And the bottom line is you got to juggle, what is it? It's the B and the C gears. There's a pivoting arm with a nut on the bottom of it, and then there's one with a nut behind it, which is really hard to get to. I can't see light and stuff. But the bottom line is you got to grab whatever gear it is that's on the lead screw, and if you cannot turn it by hand, you will eventually have gears wiped out. And that's what I did when I put the gears back after trying the threading. I had the B gear too tight, meshing too tight, and it just damaged it. It wore out the whole center part of it. And it was a kick too, because now I'm just looking at the gears because I've got it all back together, and I noticed that two gears aren't really meshing completely. One's slightly off. So I made a little spacer with the keyway to put it back together, and I took the little gear off and I put the spacer on it, put it back together, tried to turn it by hand. I couldn't turn it. So again, if I had not have done that, I would have damaged another gear. So now it all turns easily by hand, and it makes, I don't know where the real funny noise went. It's gone. But now when I start it up, even after tightening the belt, I can hear it slipping. I gotta slowly bring it up to speed. Otherwise I'll hear the teeth jump. So I can't do much on the lathe until I get that, but in pursuing the threading goal of getting it done, I'll take you over here and I'll show you this mini pallet that I made now. Alright, there it is. I was still trying to figure out how do you make a nice threading tool on the grinder, and it just dawned on me, hey, why don't you make this into a mini pallet? Drilled all the holes in it, put it back on there. Now I can use the existing clamps that I've got for the other mini pallet. And I used just a junk piece of plastic, get the 60-degree angle, clamped it down, took high-speed steel. I finally got a nice 3/8 piece of high-speed steel, and it just took forever grinding it. Little shot glass of water here, and just and I actually wore out a couple of wheels here. Well, I didn't wear them out, but it got so smooth I had to go in with a dressing tool and redress the surface so it would grind again. But finally got a nice tool, tested it, it cuts really nice. I still haven't done any threading with it. So I'll take you over to the bench and show you a close-up of the tool. There it is. One threading tool. Zoom in as much as possible so you guys can kind of see how nice it came out. And it is really sharp, let me tell you. So, took forever. Made a dedicated tool holder for it. Zoom out a little bit. There it is. So, usually I run this in the drill press with the Scotch-Brite on it. But the finishes are kind of nice nowadays. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it shiny for now. So, that's the threading tool, and that's what caused me to get into the change gears and bust things up.